Hello students, we will start with a non-stoichiometric defect. In the earlier video, we talked about stoichiometric defect and impurity defect. So this is the third type of defect which arises in a crystal structure, that is a non-stoichiometric defect. So this type of defect they arise when the ratio of number of atoms of one kind to that of another kind, or the ratio of number of cations to anions becomes different from that indicated by its chemical formula. Means that the stoichiometry of the compound is changed here. So as the stoichiometry of the compound is changing here, so these are called as non-stoichiometric defect. So stoichiometry does not cause any change in the crystal structure, but only the ratio of cations to anions, or the number of atoms of one kind to another kind, it changes. And such type of defects are called as non-stoichiometric defect. Now these non-stoichiometric defect, these are of two types. One is metal deficiency defect and the second type is metal excess defect. So first we'll start with the metal deficiency defect. These are shown by metals. As the name suggests, these defects are shown by metals, and those metals only which shows variable oxidation state. So the metal with the variable oxidation states, they show this type of defect, oxidation state. Okay. Now in some crystal, positive metal ions are missing from their lattice sites. Means that the metal, they lose electrons, and that is why they behave as a metal. We know this thing. Metal, why we call them as a metal? Because they lose an electron, and this lost electron is nothing but a flow of electron, and that just pushes this metal to carry electricity, and that is why they are called as a metal. So in some metal crystal, positive metal ions are missing from their lattice sites, and the extra negative charge created by the loss of cation, means if you look at this diagram, you can see here the vacancy created. Now this is the example. Here I took the example of nickel oxide. This is nickel oxide here. Now the charge on this nickel, here it is +2. So those are arranged in this. Nickel +2 and oxygen 2-. So they are arranged in a fixed pattern. But what happens in one of the places, this nickel with positive 2+ charges, where the nickel has got +2 oxidation state, it is missed from its place, isn't it? You can see here. And due to this missing of this nickel +2, there is a creation or formation of vacancy here. Now we want that the electrical neutrality of the crystal should be maintained. Means when this nickel 2+ is lost here, so the extra negative charge that is created by loss of cation, that is balanced by the presence of cation of the same metal with the higher oxidation state. Now what does it mean actually? So you can see here, this is the nickel with +3 charges. Now as I told that this is the metal deficiency defect, it is shown by the metals which shows variable oxidation states. Now nickel has got two different oxidation states, Ni2+ and it also shows oxidation state as Ni3+. So what happens actually in case of NiO, nickel oxide, this nickel is +2 and oxygen is -2 here. So one of this cation, Ni2+, it is missing from its site. So you can see here, it is missing from here. And due to this missing, the charge, to balance the charges, because when it is missed from its site, there will be extra cation, anions are present, isn't it? So to balance this negative charge, this, instead of this Ni2+, it occupies Ni3+. And in addition to this, it creates a vacancy, means it Ni3 plus, it does not occupy this position. Instead, it occupies another the other way, and it is shown with the Ni3 plus here. Now, when one Ni2 plus is lost, two Ni3 plus are added here. You can see here, this is Ni3 plus and Ni3 plus here. Now, this is happening just to maintain the electrical neutrality. So what happens actually here in nickel oxide in NiO, one nickel 2 plus ion is missing and it creates a vacancy here, isn't it? Now, the deficiency of two positive charges. So these two positive charges is made up by the presence of two Ni3 plus ions at the other lattice sites of Ni2 plus ions. So the composition of this NiO now becomes, so the composition of this Ni will now become Ni, because here it is, if you see, look at this, there is a creation of vacancy, means amount or the number of nickel ions here, it is less, isn't it? But the charges are balanced. Charges are balanced. Now, all of these nickel, those are with the positive 2 plus charges. Now, this Ni3 plus and this Ni3 plus, isn't it? So, here there is plus 1 extra charge on this nickel. There is plus 1 extra charge on this nickel also. So, this plus 2 charges, which are of this nickel cation, which is lost from this side, it would be balanced, isn't it? Because it is extra plus 1 charge here, extra plus 1 charge on this ion also. So plus 1 plus 2, it becomes plus 2, and these charges are balanced here. Now, this is nothing but that the electrical neutrality of this crystal structure is maintained, though there is a loss of Ni2 plus here by the cation of the same atom, isn't it? It is addition of this Ni2 plus instead of this Ni3 plus is present there, just to maintain the electrical neutrality. As you can see here, in addition to this, there is a creation of vacancy here. Though there is a creation of vacancy, but still the charges are balanced, and such type of defects are called as metal deficiency defect. Okay, so this is about the metal deficiency defect. Another example you can give, that is iron oxide, FeO. Go to the next slide, FeO. Now, if we look at this FeO, this FeO is found with the composition of Fe 0.95 and oxygen, one oxygen here. Now it may actually range from this one oxygen here, actually one oxygen and less than one Fe cations are there, because there is a deficiency of metal is occurring here. Now it actually ranges from Fe 0.93 to Fe 0.96 oxygen. Okay, so obviously one oxygen and less than one, that is 0.93 oxygen Fe are there. In this case, one oxygen and 0.96 Fe are there. So the ratio is changed. Ratio of cation to anion, it is changed, and this is what we call as a non-stoichiometric defect, where there is a deficiency of metal here, because this is one, anion is one, and less than one composition of cation is shown here. Now there are many problems, MCQs can be asked on this. Now the Fe2 plus cations are missing, and loss of positive charge, it is made up with the presence of required number of Fe3 plus. In this example also, this Fe, it shows +2 and +3 oxidation state. You know this thing. So as I earlier explained in the earlier slide also, if you go to this slide, this nickel, it is with the Ni2 plus and Ni3 plus. So if one of the Ni +2 is missing here, instead these charges, +2 charges, those will be accommodated by this Ni3 plus, +1 extra charge on each Ni. So that compensates the charge and it maintains the electrical neutrality. Now in this same way, instead of Fe2 plus if it is lost, Fe3 plus is added, and that manages the electrical neutrality of the crystal structure. So this is about the metal deficiency defect. Now we'll go for the next one. Just let me do this thing. The next is metal excess defect. Now this metal excess defect, it occurs in two ways, by anion vacancies and other way, that is due to the presence of extra cations at interstitial sites. Now remember, here there is a metal excess, means more number of cations should be there, isn't it? So there is a creation of one way, that there can be a creation of anionic vacancies, and other way, that is presence of extra cations at interstitial sites. So first we'll go for by anion vacancy here. So when the crystal, what happens actually here in this case of anion vacancy, how this is formed, when the alkyl halides like NaCl or KCl, they always show this type of defect. So I can put here examples like NaCl or KCl, they show this type of defect here. So when the crystals of NaCl are heated in an atmosphere of sodium vapor, isn't it? Means if the vapors of sodium, they are passed over this crystal structure. This is the crystal structure in front of you. Now if the vapors of sodium only, no, not sodium chloride, when the vapors of the sodium are deposited on the surface of the crystal. So these vapors of this sodium, it would be deposited on the surface of the crystal, and the chloride ion diffuse to the surface of the crystal and combine with sodium atoms to give NaCl. When the chloride ion diffuse into the surface of the crystal, means the chloride ion which are at the surface of the crystal, these chloride ions which are at the surface of the crystal, they combine with the sodium vapors and they form NaCl. Means you can write here sodium from the sodium vapors plus chloride ion. So actually this sodium, it will be forming a cation like this Na plus electron would be lost here. So this is the sodium ion from the sodium vapors, and the chloride ion, this is from the crystal surface. They combine together to form NaCl. Okay, now after this happens by loss of electron by sodium atoms to form Na plus ion, as I told. So it loses an electron here. So this electron, lost electron from this released electron diffuse into the crystal. So you can see here the electron. So from where this electron is coming, this is the electron from here. So this electron from this position by the, which is lost by this sodium, and this sodium, it is from the vapors of the sodium here. So this electron, it occupies this position here, isn't it? And this diffuses into the crystal and occupy anionic site. As a result, what happens as a result of this, the crystal now has an excess of sodium. Okay, so now this excess of sodium is there because this one of the chloride from this is actually the position for the chloride ion, isn't it? So this chloride ion, it is now combining with this sodium from the sodium vapors which we are passing on it on the crystal. So this chloride ion from here, it combines with sodium ion, and actually I should write here Na plus and Cl minus. So it forms NaCl, and this lost electron from here, it occupies this position or the vacancy which is created by the loss or missing of chloride from here. Okay, so in this way, this extra electron is added here. Okay, so the anionic sites means anionic site. What is anion here? That's the chloride ion. So this anionic site occupied by the unpaired electrons, because this is an unpaired electron. This is the only electron which is lost from this sodium here, which is from the, so this sodium, it is not from the crystal structure. It is the, these are the vapors we are passing on this crystal structure. So this electron from here, it occupies this position, and this is called as the F center. What is it called? It is called as a F center. Okay. So this F center is nothing but the Farben center. What is it? It is a Farben center. Farben center. So this Farben means, this is a German word actually. This Farben, it is nothing but color. Farben means color here. So color of the NaCl crystal, now it looks like yellow. As you all know, this sodium chloride, it is white in color, isn't it? But after going all this thing, by creating anionic vacancies, the color of this now sodium chloride, now it would become yellow here. So what is the reason for this? This color change is due to the excitation of electron. This color change is due to the excitation of electron. Which electron? That is an unpaired electron. That is an unpaired electron here. Unpaired electron, this unpaired electron. So this unpaired electron from this crystal structure, it excites, and when they absorb energy from the visible light falling on the crystal, and that imparts yellow color to the sodium chloride. Okay. Now further, this lithium chloride, the same thing happens with the lithium chloride also. It shows pink color after formation of this metal excess defect, that is a anionic vacancy. If it is created in lithium chloride structure, it shows pink color. And this KCl structure, it shows violet color. And what is the reason for this? Due to the excess of potassium ions. This shows pink color due to the excess of lithium ions here. And this sodium chloride, it shows yellow color due to excess of sodium ions. So as the name suggests, that there is an excess of metal ions here. That is sodium, lithium, or potassium, like this. And by one reason is by creating anionic vacancies. Now this is what we call as the F center. Remember these F centers. Okay. Now this NaCl, what would be the structure of this NaCl? If you write somewhere here. Now this Na, this is excess. So 1 plus X, some more amount of sodium cations are added. 1 plus X, Cl here. Chlorine will be 1 only. Okay. Now here you can see the stoichiometric formula of this NaCl is changed, and that is why this is called as a non-stoichiometric defect here. Okay. So now the next, we'll talk about the next thing. We'll proceed for the next one. This, as I already told, it happens with the first with the anionic vacancies. Next thing, it can happen with the due to the presence of extra cations at interstitial sites. So it might happen due to the extra cations at interstitial sites. Now look at this. In this case, you can show ZNA shows two ways of metal excess defect. In the first case, zinc oxide lattice, one neutral zinc atom is present in the interstitial space. You can see here, excess neutral zinc atom is present. And whereas here, instead of zinc atom, there in the second case where ZNO is heated, it decomposes as, I'm talking about this one. In the second case, what happens when the ZNO is heated, it decomposes as Zn plus 2 plus half O2 plus 2 electrons are lost. And these two lost electrons, they will diffuse into the crystal. So they diffuse in the crystal. Okay. so they diffuse in the crystal. So this is the one way that excess zinc atom can be added. Instead of atom, now Zn2 plus ions if they are added here. In addition to this, when these ions are added, these 2 electrons are also added up here, and they occupy the interstitial position. So there are extra cations. In addition to this, there are 2 electrons also. The excess Zn plus 2 ions are trapped in the interstitial site in the lattice, and the electrons in the crystal, they also occupy this interstitial position. Now in both the cases, where it is this case or this case, in both the cases, ZNO, the formula for this ZNO would be 1 plus X and O1. Oxygen is 1 only, but there will be increase in the zinc atoms. So when ZNO is heated, it turns yellow. When the ZNO is heated, it turns yellow, and this happens due to loss of oxygen here. Because whenever you are heating the zinc oxide, it loses oxygen, and due to this loss of oxygen, now the ZNO, it would look like yellow color, and it returns back to its original white color. And when it is cooled, when this is cooled, it will look like again white, because it again combined with oxygen. So now on cooling here, this white color is shown when it is cooled down. This is on cooling, and it is yellow when it is heated. And this color change is due to the loss of oxygen from the zinc oxide. So this is about the metal excess defect and metal deficiency defect. Now in the next lecture, we'll talk about the relationship between molar mass density and the substance. Thank you.